Everyone,
Good morning, Rabbi.
we are learning Mishnah Nazir, Perek Tes, Chapter 9, Mishna Daled, Mishnah 4. Now again, this Mishnah is not related to Naziris at all, and it actually covers a couple of different laws. So the first one is going to deal with a law regarding tsaras. Now, we have mentioned before, many times before, tsaras is a certain type of skin condition, that certain type of discoloration of the skin that can make one tummy, make one impure. Now, the discolored area must be what we need for our Mishnah right now is to know that there's a minimum size for the discolored area, and that minimum size of the discolored area is what's called a gris. A gris was a kind of bean, and it's the size, and it has to be at least the size of that bean. Smaller than that would not be considered anything. So there's a minimum size for the discoloration. Okay, now, when the sign first appears, the Torah tells us you have to show it to a Kohen. Now, when the skin discoloration themselves, I'm just going to read from here, do not make a person mitzvah, even if they are of proper shade. There must be certain additional signs as well. You have to have the discoloration. It's got to be at least the size of a gris, and you show it to the Kohen, and there could be certain other symptoms or other signs that which the Kohen would see them, he would say, he would confirm you as absolutely impure. Otherwise, you are confined for a week, and we see what happens. Now, one of the signs that would make a person confirmed impure is if there is a spread of the discoloration, if it grows. If it grows, that's a sign of impurity. If it doesn't grow, you'll be confined for another week.
He puts a line around it.
You'll be, however, yeah, it could be. And if nothing changes, you're for another week confined. So what we need to know for our Mishnah again is the fact that you start with a minimum size of a gris, and that spreading is a sign of impurity. So now the question is, now we're going to deal with the following. Kol sveik negoyim batchila tahar. All cases of doubt regarding the tsaras affliction, when they come up in the beginning, that means the person is tahar. Now something comes up that creates a doubt. Has he become impure or not? But he started off as pure. All doubts about a tsaras affliction at the beginning means when he first shows the sign to the Kohen, the discoloration to the Kohen, or it's the first week of being closed up. The halach is tar. In all these situations, we render the doubt and we say the person is tar. Now, what's an example? The example is like this. I'm going to read to you here from the notes. If a person comes to the Kohen with a tsaras discoloration, the sign of a gris bean, and another person comes with a bigger one that is the size of a selah coin. Two people come to the Kohen. Okay, one has the gris, one has bigger than a gris. He has the size of a selah coin. The Kohen confines both of them for 7 days. After 7 days, the Kohen looks at both of them again, and both people have discolorations the size of a selah coin. That means one got bigger and one stayed the same. But no one remembers whose spot was originally the size of a gris bean and whose was always the size of a selah coin. Right? Now, one of them is tamei, one of them is the same as he was before. So now, what do you do in that kind of case of a doubt? That's a doubt, a situation of doubt. The Mishnah teaches that they are both tar. That's we look at them both. Although the one whose tsaras was the size of a gris bean should be tamei, we say that since the Kohen cannot say which is tamei, they are both judged to be tahar. Okay? Why? Because they both started off as tahar. They were both essentially tahar. No one confirmed them yet as tamei. Now we have a doubt, a question. Did one of them become tamei become, confirmed tamei because it spread, but we don't know which one it is. So the halacha is tahar. They remain pure. Now, what's not clear to me is now one of them. Let's put it this way: one of them should be tamei, and the other one that nothing happened. What should happen to him? He should be confined for another week. That's what happens. And I'm just not sure. I mean, it would seem to me that, the truth is, if we don't know which, look it this way. One of them spread, right? Which we say, hey, one of you were tamei, but we don't know which one. So what do we say to the person who is really tamei? You're tahar. That's the din. That's the law. And it's based on a pasuk. You're tahar. Now, does tar mean they're absolutely tar and they walk free? Or do we say, well, one of you should at least be staying closed up for another week? So both of you stay closed up for a week. But maybe not, because one of them is really tamei. He shouldn't be closed up, but we say he's tar. But what does tar mean? Does tar mean you fall back to the stage before and you remain confined, or you're free to go? It really sounds like you're free to go. That's what it sounds like. And each one of them really falls under this doubt. And we say you're tar. And if you're tar, it means you're absolutely tar. You don't have to even stay for another week. Even if you were the person who should have stayed for another week because yours didn't spread, you're free. You're tar. That's what it seems like from the way they're explaining it here. Okay, so this person, and these two guys really gained from the doubt that came about. Okay, now, no, I wasn't trying to make a rhyme there. Okay, now, however, Misha Niskak, this is actually Niskak Latuma. This is before any of them became impure. Misha Niskak Latuma, but let's say the case is they already had reached the stage of being tamei. And then there is a doubt, sveikai tamei, then we say the doubt is rendered as impure. Now here the case is like this. Both, again, we have these people. One showed up with a gris size at first. One showed up with a sela size. That's how they started off. They were both confined. The Kohen looked at them, and both of them are now the size of a sela plus. That means both of them grew. Both of them grew, which means both of them, tamei. Now what happens is, they let the Kohen know that things have gotten small. Okay? And the Kohen looks at both of them, and both of them are left with a discoloration the size of the sela coin. Now, if your spread, receded, then that's a sign that your tsaras is over. So the guy who started off with a sela and was a sela with a little bit more, and now it's back to a sela, that means for him, it receded back to what it was before. But the person who started off with a gris, and then it spread to a sela plus, and now it receded to a sela, it didn't recede back to what it was originally. So one of them is tamei, and one of them is tar. But we don't know which one. Again, things got mixed up. The Kohen kind of lost track, and we don't know who's whom. So now, how do we look now? So one of them should really be tar, because one of them, it receded back completely. The problem is that he was already tamei before the doubt came about. He was tamei. That was the case. The doubt that we have now is, did it become tar? And in that situation where you start off as tamei, and the doubt is, did you become tar? Did you become pure? We say no. We say you started off as tamei, and you remain as tamei until we know for sure. So that's the point here. You have the guy, a doubt regarding the tsaras affliction, and that's going to depend. If the doubt is a doubt as to making you impure, you remain pure. If the doubt is, have you become pure from being tamei, you'll remain tamei. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow, Mitzvah. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.